Well, welcome to the new world that we all live in. I can't explain to you how happy I am to have been wrong about their ability to set things up. Now, I'm going to look we're going to go through a lot of stuff in this live stream. I'm going to go through the numbers because there are some very interesting numbers related to the votes. And when you compare back to 2020, that everybody should definitely take note of. I might even do a separate video about that. Right now, we're just going to bask in the glory. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is what we're going to do first. The very first thing we're doing, okay? Because there are going to be a lot of people who are very upset today. Fine. I have terrible instincts to gloat. I'm just going to be honest. I have terrible instincts right now because they've been so nasty to our side. It makes me want to tap dance on them. However, that comes later today. Right now, people who are upset, I want this to be the very first thing that they see so that they can calm down and get on board. So we're all going to start with this video right now before we get into. And by the way, we're only gloating for one day. One. Tomorrow, all on the same team. Watch this, though.
What will we do with this moment? How will we be remembered? Look at the opportunities before us.
This election really isn't about the left versus the right. It's about we, the people, choosing
you guys can hear that,
our
right?
government and the choice between freedom versus tyranny.
Nobody has a chronic disease burden like we have. Why are we allowing this to happen to our children? Ultimately, the only thing that will save our country is if we choose to love our kids more than we hate each other.
What is going on here is deeper than politics. It is deeply spiritual. We are being called to rise above the hatred and the fear and the evil.
We need to remember above and beyond that we must love our neighbors, that we must treat other people as we hope to be treated.
You want to be a rebel? You want to be a hippie? You want to stick it to the man? Show up on your college campus and try calling yourself a conservative.
America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing.
Don't you want healthy children? Don't you want a president that's going to make America healthy again?
I come to you today as a former Democrat. I will be a first-time Trump voter tonight.
The people dreamed this country, and it's the people who are making America great again.
Man, it's that much better now that we won, dude. Oh, my God. It's important that everybody sees that because, honestly, here's what I want. I want the other side to have to come to grips with the fact that they've been lied to. That's all I want, dude. They just need to come to grip with the fact that, like, yeah, you watch that video, that's why we voted for him. Okay? Did you hear anything about I don't know, fill in the blank of any of the lunacy that they've been told year after year about Trump or about his supporters? You really believe that's why we're voting? You actually believe that you lived in a country where he's polling, even according to their polls, neck and neck with Kamala Harris, and you believe that half the country are racist tyrants who hate all gay people and want to put women back in like the what's the name, the Handmaid's Tale. Like, there should have been a point where you had to ask yourself, like, does what I'm seeing reflect the world that I live in? You know what I mean? Like, okay, so if it's 50-50, even if I live in a blue area and I walk into the streets, okay, well, 50% of these people are on the other side. Does that person strike me as a white supremacist? No, not really. Does that person strike me as someone who wants to put my daughter into a red cloak and, grape her to try to get her pregnant over and over and over, and then, cut her fingers off if she resists? Like, does that really strike you as your reality? You got duped, man. Bottom line, you guys got duped. And the sooner that you come to grips with that, the sooner you could get on the good guy team where we're all happy over here. We would, like, in all honesty, we've been happy the whole time. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I was saying in their minds. I was saying in their polls, like, the polls they read, it's all, oh my God, it's neck and neck. This was a biblical landslide. And it had to be. Yankee fan, thank you very much, dude. You rule, brother. Board Viking, that, my friend Jesse, is what we call a governing mandate, and Americans say, suck on that. Time to go to Mars, y'all. Exactly, dude. It's like, thank you for the super chat. More than half the country, exactly. RC it. Thank you very much. Dude, listen. Okay? This is, I want to tell a story I've told a million times before, but I want to tell it again because it is straight up exactly the experience that the people in question in this story had have to be the Democrats today. Okay. I told you guys, I was at UFC 278 when Israel Adesanya fought. Oh my God. By the way, let me just derail that. Do you understand what is going to happen when Trump comes into MSG for the UFC, John Jones against Stipe? If you are not a UFC person, I am telling you, buy that pay-per-view. If it's the only UFC pay-per-view that you buy ever, buy that pay-per-view, because when Trump walks into that, God damn, I'm so mad I'm not going, dude. He's going to walk into that stadium and the place is going to, like, they need to reinforce the building for how hard that crowd is going to go. They're going to go insane. Crowd is going to go insane. It's going to be the most passionate entrance, like passionate, all positive energy in one direction ever. So I was at UFC 278, right? And I was sitting with the NFL guys. Okay. So it's like, I was with all the NFL guys. Not going to get into names of who said it, but there were people who we were with who were like, they had heard before we came in that Trump was there. And they were like, listen, man, like, I can't have my, like, regardless how I feel about the guy, I can't have my picture taken with him. Like, I can't. And it was one of those things where it was like, what is on my head? It was just one of those things where, like, in their world, in the NFL, they see him as this insanely divisive figure where it's like, man, like, I'll take too much shit online if I get pictured with him. They weren't saying they didn't like him. They were just saying, like, the press would be potentially catastrophic if they get photographed with him, right? So I know that that's the world that all these, like, especially like, well, Nick Bosa was there. You know how Nick Bosa came out and was wearing a MAGA hat the other day? And everyone's all, oh my God, he's going to get whatever. Nick Bosa was literally, Gabrielle and I were right here. And 2 rows in front of us, literally them was Bosa, was right there. And then Odell Beckham Jr. was over there. Basically, so when Trump came in, the place went insane. It's in Miami. It's in Florida. Okay. The place went insane. This is the very first UFC that he had come to. Like, he had gotten walked in. It was insane. It was insane. The whole place, he came in with Kid Rock, Mike Tyson, Dana White. And it was just like, oh my God. It was like, it even being a Trump guy, it was like, wow, dude. And I looked at those NFL guys and they looked like someone had, like, they had, like, lived in a world that exploded all at once, because the media told all these people that everyone hates him, like, everyone hates this guy. And all of a sudden he comes in and they're like, Jesus, I've never gotten cheers like that. And they realize the world is not what they thought it was. That's Democrats this morning. Okay. Because if they can honestly tell themselves that they live in a world that is the majority of the country, that big of a landslide, are voting for him because we hate black people or some, idiotic nonsense like that the mainstream media has been feeding down their throat. It's like, you have to accept the worldview that you have was wrong. It's just wrong, dude. You were wrong. You were wrong. And you know what's funny? I watched, I'm going to do a million videos today. And I don't want to step on too many of them because like each one of these talk tracks is basically a video. But I'm going to talk about one back. Like, so the videos I'm going to do, I'm going to go through a bunch of, like the most satisfying leftist copes, you know, like people who go online and they're, oh my God, hatred and bigotry won last night. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Moo. Okay, I'm going to do one about how woke is dead forever now. If anybody is unclear on that, okay, if there was any question about where woke lives in the new generation, the new America, it's gone, dude. Woke's dead. Fucking dead, buried, 7 feet deep, not 6, 7, an extra foot deep for woke. Done. Finished. The only advantage they had was them making it seem through, nonsense that they had the majority. You guys are done, dude. The corporations now know we're the majority. It's a fucking landslide. Okay. Good luck with your tuck bathing suits next time, dude. See how that goes for you. As if they hadn't figured it out already. Over. Okay, that shit is over. Now, also, I'm going to go through, like some of the people, like I'm going to go through all the celebrities that were the nastiest throughout this election. We'll look at like Stephen King, Mark Cuban, people who are out there on the trail just, Trump is the worst person on earth and his supporters are the worst people on earth. It's like, well, you should probably leave then, I guess it's time to go. Because it looks as though landslide size numbers are on our side. And I don't think Stephen King's a bad guy. I think he's just a brainwashed dimwit who watches MSNBC all day long. Imagine if all the information that you got about politics was from MSNBC. What would you think? If that's you know what I mean? That's the only thing that you have to go on. Of course, that's what you're going to think. Imagine if you were born in like an apartment in like, I don't know, downtown Chicago in the middle of a gang war. You have no television. You never leave the apartment. Your entire worldview is looking out this one window. What do you think? What are you going to think America is? Oh, okay. America's a bunch of, gang members shooting at each other. It's like, no, that's these loony bins who still believe that MSNBC is a good source of information. Because they don't find out that everything that they say is lies. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if that's the only place you get information, then when all of their stories get debunked, proven to be lies, you never find out, dude. So that's all it is. These people watch the wrong channel. I don't hate on people like that. I will laugh in their face though, because it is very satisfying. But on MSNBC, okay, Joe Scarborough this morning, Morning Joe, who hates on Trump more than anybody in the entire world. I watched the very first clip that I watched this morning. After I saw that Trump won, I'm like, I got to see what they're saying on MSNBC. Go there, and it's like the biggest landslide since Reagan, and it was on Joe's show. So I clicked on it, and Scarborough, his tone was like, hey, Donnie, all those things I said, never mind, like, hey, we're just, come on. Like fucking fast track backwalk, dude. It was hilarious. He just completely walked everything. He's like, it's really amazing to see what he's done. I was like, fuck you, Joe Scarborough. Okay. Now the other people on the panel were all doing that, they're like, and one thing you need to consider, this guy's a convicted felon. He's a convicted felon. And he still was able to do this. A person who had been impeached, who had been convicted of a felony, all these things. I'll get to all these super chats, I promise. Like, oh yeah, go over that impeachment again. They're all, well, he withheld American aid to Ukraine because he wanted someone to investigate his political rival. Unbelievable. You're all right. But he did release the funds. Well, yes, but it took like 48 hours. So you want to impeach him for asking the president over there to investigate his political. Hey, can you remind me exactly what he wanted him to look into? I don't remember. I think you do. I think you do remember, actually. So why don't you just go over again what he asked them to investigate? I would prefer if you said it. Okay, I would love to. Thank you. He asked them to look into whether or not Joe Biden was tied into the firing of the prosecutor who was investigating the corruption in Burisma, where his son, Hunter, was being paid $1 million a year to be on the board when he does not speak Ukrainian, has no experience in the oil and gas industry, and clearly was selling access to you. And then you withheld $1 billion of aid until they fired the prosecutor. Well, that may or may not be accurate. So you're impeaching him for exactly what your guy actually did, correct? I think this conversation's over. Right. So shut the fuck up, okay? You probably wouldn't hear that shit on MSNBC, would you? You fucking numbskulls. Anyway, all right, let me get to these super chat. So where was I? So happy. Love the enthusiasm, my guy. Keep up the grind. Thank you very much, KLC Ken. You are the man. Jeremy Wilson, thank you very much. Appreciated. Yankees, what's up, dude? So I guess there will be a ton of houses going up for sale in Hollywood right now. Dude, listen, I think that honestly, I'm going to comment on that specifically. Here's what I think. I think so many people in the world in general have no original thoughts of their own. Okay. Like, I think that you have okay. Now, obviously, there are some people who genuinely do not like Trump and also really believe in I don't really know what the ideals of the Democratic Party are right now. You know what I mean? You're also, what do you guys stand for exactly? They're all anti-Trump. I'm like, that's not an ideal. Okay. Specifically, what policies are you for or against? Because if you're against Trump policies, it seems like Kamala is basically campaigning on all things that he has been running on. Well, women's reproductive rights. Right. And that has what to do with Trump? Are you serious? He wants to take away a woman's right to choose. No, he doesn't actually. He has been very clear about that. He definitely does not want to do that. Okay. As a matter of fact, no one did that. The Supreme Court said that the federal law that enshrining abortion rights federally was not done legally. And so it just kicked back to the states. That's all that happened. It's no Handmaid's Tale. It's if you don't like it in your state, move. You know, I'm not a huge fan of how Texas does it, but you know what I mean? Take the good with the bad. So, you know, like when you think about how, like the people who populate this group, right? Like these massive amount of voters, aside from people who have actual ideals that they care about, you know, kind of misled or not, many of them just completely misled because the only thing they could run on was this reproductive rights thing that was complete horse shit. Okay. So but most people literally are just going like this all the time. I don't want to be on the wrong side of the majority. You know, these are like weak-minded people. So like, especially the reason why I brought that up in the Hollywood one is like, how many of these people are doing this because they really deeply care? They're actors. Okay. The reason their influence is going away is because people have sniffed out the fact that these are like not humans. You know, I mean, they're humans, but when they're talking into a microphone about this, that, or the other related to politics, dude, why would you be an authority on anything? Have you researched this? Here, demonstrate to me that you have researched something. Educate me on a fact that I didn't know. Oh, nothing? Talking points, huh? So just like a pretty face telling me what MSNBC said that's already been debunked. Okay, cool. Okay, so like, I think the majority of, the groups over there are literally just like, I don't want to be uncool. I don't want to be uncool. So I think what you're going to see is a landslide of people who were over there, or maybe who have been a little bit quiet, who are now just going to be like, oh, like you guys are the minority, man. How, like, I don't even think Hollywood like can keep a vice grip on the idea that they can kind of control who likes who and all that anymore, because the landslide is so astronomical. You know what I mean? Like, obviously all the Hollywood executives are still going to be on that side, but there's a lot of actors that came out on on Trump, and a lot that would have if they thought it wouldn't have destroyed their career. You know what I mean? Jeremy Wilson, thank you very much, good sir. Appreciate you. APC 901, thank you, dude. Very, very generous. I appreciate you, dude. I appreciate the content. Been on board since you had less than 6,000 subscribers. Listen, man, there were people back then who would hit me up and they were like, I actually still remember a very specific conversation that I had where this guy's like, I've watched there have been 2 people that I watched since they were smaller than you that now have 1 million subscribers. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, it's going to happen for you. I was like, I love your confidence. Reach out to me every day and tell me that. Cause you know, when you have like a couple thousand subscribers, it's like, you know, it's, I mean, I believed that I was going to do well, but like, you know, there's a huge difference between like, you know, I think I'm going to get there and getting there. And I really appreciate you guys that have been here from the beginning. Genuinely. Thank you, dude. Let's not forget that we also have Congress. Oh my God. Yes, we do. The true believers, like on the left, that are like really believe that this is like that. Oh my God, Trump is gonna he's gonna he's gonna federally ban abortion. He's going to whatever they think. I don't even know what kind of nonsensical things they think are gonna happen. They must be having an anxiety attack, and I honestly don't feel good about that. I wish that they would just sit down with an educated Trump supporter and just go, okay, what are you looking forward to? You know, like, what do you think is going to happen now that's good for me? Like, you know, I'm free, you know, honestly, like, that would be my suggestion to like the entire country is people who everybody knows a Trump supporter, whether they realize it or not. It's like, if someone is a Democrat, they consider themselves like a halfway functional human. If you're really freaking out right now, go talk to somebody whose opinion you respect and just say that. Be like, why should I be excited about this? Why should I not be afraid? You know what I mean? I'll be like, well, what are you afraid of? Well, I think he's going to get us into a bunch of wars. Okay. Yeah, you definitely don't have to worry about that. I think he's going to yada yada. You know, like just have a conversation with someone and then pretend that you haven't been infected with nonsensical lies for the last however many years that Trump's been in the political sphere, and just educate him. Like, just relax, man. Have a conversation with someone whose opinion you trust. I promise you have a lot of people who are supporting Trump. Obviously, the majority of people in the country by a long shot. You know what I mean? We have a new exhaust system for our country made by Vance and Trump. Yeah. And there got to be a lot of people that are tripping out right now, and people that you don't care about. You know what I mean? Like, people who have been running ruckshod. And you know what's different this time, like, you know what, let me actually say this. God, I don't want to step on all these videos. I don't want to step here's what I'm going to say right now. Anything that I talk about right now, if you see me allude to it in a video later in a title, I promise I have lots more to say about these things. My brain is overloading with things to discuss. But one thing I definitely want to discuss is why this is so different than when Trump was president between 16 and 20. Today, Justice Serves America won. Exactly. RC Veterans completely. I'll get caught up on the rest of these in a second. So when Trump won in 2016, right, he was a lone renegade who had no experience, who candidly was wildly underqualified for the job. You know what I mean? It's not like he had a big base of congressional support, people who were running for Congress, and they were specifically aligned to his agenda, because people didn't really know what his agenda was. He's saying things, he's clever, he's funny, but basically his agenda, honestly, in 2016 was very similar to the other side, where it's like, well, what does he really stand for? And it was like, you didn't know whether he was actually going to do the things he was going to say he was going to do, because you'd never seen him in government before. So you didn't know how credible it was when he said he was going to do a thing. And thus, there's no like big, group. If now, he knows what he's doing. He understands the process. He has how many Republican congressmen are going to go up against him? Like, if he's like, this is what we're doing, and they have the majority, you think that there's going to be a congressperson who's going to be all, I'm going to hold out on passing that bill. Yeah, fucking right. They'll be gone in an instant. He's going to be the most powerful president that can actually get things done in a very long time, in an extraordinarily long time, because he plays different too. And you got to see that during his presidency in 2020, because the Republicans who stood up to him, he just pointed at him. He's like, enemy. And they were gone. They're just fucking gone because he controlled the population, the populace that votes. And so in this case, not only does he have the ability to get things done, but he's got Tulsi, he's got RFK, he's got JD Vance, he's got Elon. Like, he has a team of people who have a vision for the country, a large scale vision for the country in all these areas. Like, dude, Trump can't, not just Trump, no one can have a vision for every single aspect of the country. I don't like, it's just like, I mean, there's no person who would have the brain power to get that deep into the details on every single aspect of American government and foreign policy and all that, and still have a personality capable of being elected. The only kind of person who could get that into the weeds on all that is some kind of like autistic person who can't talk to people. You know what I mean? So like, you need smart people around you who have a very strong vision for all of these different aspects of government. Okay. So you have future emerging technology. You have Elon. Okay. Military, also some kind of military stuff. You have Elon, but you have Tulsi on military. You have RFK on health, pharmaceutical stuff, food, etc. Trump, obviously himself, has a ton of ideas. Look, dude, like, first of all, like I was saying in my other video, you know that China halted construction on that manufacturing plant in Mexico as soon as Trump announced that he was going to put 100% tariff on car imports from Mexico. They stopped it. They were like, well, that puts us out of business immediately. And now, you think they're going to pick that back up? No. They'll halt it. And then, in 2028, when they run Gavin Newsom, they're all, don't worry. Hey, we're just going to go on a 4-year hiatus. Trump is going to be able to stabilize American manufacturing for 4 years. But then we have a chance to get a scumbag who will sell out the country and fuck over all the automotive manufacturers, like the people actually manufacturing them on the ground who depend on those jobs, because he'll take away the tariffs, get back in bed with China. Like, everybody needs to remember, this is not like this is not over. We have a 4-year plan right now. And if you think the Democrats are going to go away, you're out of your mind. They're going to do everything that they can to set up for 28. And honestly, I think that they knew they were going to lose this one. And that's why they didn't run Gavin Newsom. That's why they were like, okay, well, we can't run Joe Biden because it's humiliating. The guy literally cannot connect 3 sentences. Kamala probably can't win, but we may as well just throw her in there because we're going to lose anyway. Because Gavin Newsom, that's the best candidate they have. And he is the scariest of all of them. And he's coming in 2028. Okay. And I encourage everyone to use the China plant in Mexico as if you want one issue, a single issue to watch, to figure out if you're on the right side or not, make it that. The super car manufacturing plants that China is building in Mexico that would have absolutely gutted the manufacturing jobs in the United States. Every one of the jobs that was there would have been outsourced from someone losing their job here. Okay. That shit's dead for the next 4 years. Dead. Finished. Okay. In the event that a Democrat does get elected in 2028, you watch that fucking plant. Watch what happens to those jobs. Okay. And I'm talking to the Democrats, because even if you make the mistake of voting for one of these people, then the second that you see that what you actually did with your vote is destroy thousands of lives, American lives, who are going to be unemployed, whose entire life has been spent manufacturing things. What are they going to go do? Hey, remember learn to code, you snobby fucking cocksuckers? Okay. Well, they can learn to code. Oh, they can learn to fucking code. Okay. So that should be the thing that everyone focuses, just that as a single tiny little detail, but something very simple that people can focus on. Focus there. Anyway. All right. Curious to see what the NYC judge does now. Oh, that shit's over, dude. I don't believe the Dems go down quietly and will fight the results, kicking and screaming. Hopefully this gives the woke. No. Hopefully this gives the woke nonsense the old Yeller treatment. See, this was my concern about the 14th Amendment and these criminal cases, whatever. The thing is, the landslide is so astronomical, they can't do it now. In my opinion. I mean, I hope they can't. They might still do the 14th Amendment thing, maybe. Maybe. Because you know what? This video I'm doing later. Because I do agree. They're not going to go down. They're not just going to go down. But this video I'm going to do later because I'm going to derail this and I'll talk for 45 minutes. He better not forget those fucks did do. Correct. And he won't. He won't. Elon said the hand of justice is coming for them. Someone sent me a screenshot that had something about someone related to Podesta who had been arrested for child rape. And they had above that, they had Elon say the hammer of justice coming for them. But I tried to find that, and I think it's not real. But listen, Breitbart, he had something real bad on Podesta, and then he died before he was able to drop it. We can all hypothesize on what that might have been. Okay. Let's continue. Oh wait, sorry. Thank you for the good calms the whole ride, brother. Hey, my pleasure, dude. This shit's not over. There's gonna be a lot more, dude. Thank you, sir. You did it twice. Thank you, Lexi Red. There's no way that's your picture. Come on. Chi-Town Brian, thank you very much. First, keep rocking out the truth, bro. Do you remember the exact video you put out that raised your supporters to mad numbers? Yes, I do. That I do, dude. I will show you that one right now, actually. Let's go down memory lane. It was... What the... It was the one that was the day after his the assassination attempt. And I have always said, listen, okay, I'm going to tell you this right now. There is no question about how YouTube was managing this type of content, okay? If I went and dug into my analytics, I could show you guys as an example in the previous month. If I went to subscriber growth, okay, it itemizes how many subscribers were gained in each individual video, right? So it'll go like this, okay? You guys know how many videos I've done on Trump, right? There is not a single video about Trump that's in my top 20, okay? Like we're talking none. It's all of my growth. Every single subscriber that I've gained in the last, at least the last 30 days, because I just looked at it, was all Diddy and other stuff. Not a single subscriber, or at least I think the bottom one had like 7 subscribers. So there's not a single Trump video that gained more than 7 subscribers. If you look, like it'll show like, okay, so this is the number of users or viewers who had watched the video. These are people who had seen your channel before, and it's like, here are the new users. Like I had videos that got seen by like I think 97,000 people. And 200 new viewers found my channel on that. 200. I don't know if any of you guys know how abnormal that is, but it was straight up like they're not going to suppress my content to people who already follow my channel, but they were not going to show it to anyone new. What happened is during the assassination attempt, that because they had those limits on everybody, the demand for the videos completely broke the system, and they had to turn them off. And then so I blew up because it was based on analytics. And I have let's be honest, dude. My title and clickbait game is the best in the fucking world. And so based on analytics, and I have a feeling that those limitations are going to be off for the next couple of days too. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But let's see. We got Trump back in office. Yes, we did, dude. Very exciting. Blue Dragon, welcome to the membership. Choke Dealer, what's up, dude? It's been an amazing week. Trump back in office. I got my brown belt Saturday. Congratulations, good sir. Congratulations. Honestly, when I first got my blue belt, I was like, I don't think I care about ranking up anymore. I just didn't want to be a white belt. You know what I mean? Like I just did. And Now I'm pretty close. And it'll be like, all right, cool. But I was right. I actually don't care that much. Brown is different though. Like, I don't like, I'm saying blue to purple is not that big a deal, like in my mind. Cause I still, for the most part, if I roll against a purple belt, I'm like, I should win, I mean, obviously there's a lot of them that can beat me, but I go into the round like, I'm going to try to smash this fucking guy. And brown belts, I'm like, okay, this is probably not going to go well. Brown belt is like, I remember when I started doing jiu-jitsu, I looked at brown belts the same as black belts. That's a big one, dude. Congratulations, good sir. My first year voting, I voted Trump, and my first year voting, and I voted Trump on black 19. Attaboy, man. So you avoided the brainwash nonsense of them telling you that Trump and his supporters hated you, because obviously that's not true. We love you, guy. Nothing but love for you. Which brings me again to a topic that I was not going to be stepping on any of my stuff later, which is the overt racist nonsense from them. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't understand how people don't see that. It's like, oh yeah, we can't show, we can't ask for their IDs when they vote. That's racist. You can't expect black people from the inner city to know how to get an ID at the DMV. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is the most racist thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Blue Dragon liberals. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Liberals did not listen to the people. 70% wrong track, border, inflation, etc. Keep up the exactly. And I think that when Trump won, the billionaire guys, like the real billionaire guys that have had, like, Elon said, like, he's like, I haven't done politics up until now. Like, he had been basically stayed out of politics. Obviously, he has his things, he's got military contracts with some of his, some of his companies. But in terms of like getting into the political sphere, he had stayed out. Okay. Just being a billionaire doesn't make you the kind of billionaire I'm talking about. I'm talking about the billionaires who are dick deep in politics, right? Soros, Gates, all those guys, right? Like, when Trump won and they went full court press to undermine him, and they started pulling all the strings in the Justice Department and all this stuff. Oh, we're going to get the, special counsel that's going to take 3.5 years investigating the Russia thing. And then, turns out, yeah, no one committed any crimes. You're all, why is Paul Manafort in jail then? Right? Well, he didn't register as a foreign agent. You're all, so you destroyed his life and put him in jail? Like, okay, what about that guy? 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 It took you 3.5 years to figure out that Trump did not conspire with Russia. All that stuff that those guys string pulled on. And then it was like, Obama was such a like top of the food chain magnetic figure for the Democratic Party. They're like, who do we got? And then they decided that they don't believe in like, maybe, doing real primaries anymore. So they just lost sight of how this all actually works. They really believed that they could just string pull their way to everything. They're all, what are you kidding me? We shut down the whole world. We could do anything. We could do whatever we want. We can do whatever we want. And it's like, no, you can't actually. You actually can't do whatever you want. You actually, shockingly, have to think about whether what you're doing is having a positive or negative impact on the citizens, since apparently we still get to vote our people into office. They tried to go they thought that this was all a game and they could just keep us fooled because they did the pandemic and everybody's like, I'm not even talking about what, like the origin of the virus. We could, you're not allowed to talk about that. But like, I'm talking about how they managed the pandemic, and they just they're like, these people do whatever we say. And so they thought like, yeah, we can just do whatever, tell them that Trump's the devil and we'll win. It's like, no, idiot. You destroyed everyone's lives. Okay. You shut down everyone's businesses. You masked everybody. You told them it'll stop the spread immediately. That was wrong. Every fucking thing you guys said ended up being wrong. And you thought really you could just run on fucking Donald Trump's a white supremacist? You really thought that was going to work? America walked into the light while the UK is going down a dark road. I pray we can turn it around just like you did. You will, because America is still the source of culture for the world, in my opinion. And woke is dead. Woke is so dead, dude. Woke is dead. Woke died. Like this was a curtain call. You know, and I called this a long time ago that it was dying, and everyone was like, "You're out of your mind." I'm like, trust me, dude. I didn't realize that, like, I hadn't anticipated that the actual, you know, final off with their head was going to be a Trump landslide presidential victory, because again, I thought they were going to rig it. Let me show you something. Let me show you guys something that I was referencing earlier. Actually, no. This one, I'm going to wait and do a video on it. But let me see, like, hang on. But there are some numbers that are very notable, dude. Like, very, very notable. I'm looking at them right now. Like a discrepancy of around 20 some odd million votes. You know, it's like, huh. Seems like there were a lot more votes in 2020 overall. I wonder what that's about, you know? Because again, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I'm going to give a shout out to my boy Drew Dargan, who told me all along that this is what was going to happen, that we were not going to get fooled, because now we knew what to look for, and we had people all placed in all the right places, so they weren't going to be able to get away with it again. He was right, dude. He was right. Blue Dragon just gifted 5 Jesse on Fire memberships. You're the man, dude. You guys can check and see if you're one of the 5. I still haven't figured out how to do it, or I would do that more often. What role do I think Elon will hold in government? I think that, okay, so if I was going to guess, again, I don't get into the weeds on exactly how they structure these things. If I was going to guess, I would guess that they're going to create some kind of committee for future technologies or something like that he sits at the helm of. And then they write some kind of legislation that requires this, that, or the other. It'll have something to do with AI, probably. I mean, AI will be part of it anyway. But I think that'll happen. By the way, I also think, and this is just hypothesis, I think Elon is about to get a lot of government contracts. And guess what? People can go, oh, look at that, huh? He helps Trump get in office, and now SpaceX gets a deal with NASA, and Starlink gets a deal with the military. Geez, that's corruption. You're all, really? Really? Hey, remember when you guys were parading around Dick Cheney's endorsement of Kamala? You want to look into Halliburton's involvement in the last 20 some odd years in the Middle East, and then talk to me about what corruption looks like. And hey, how many people are going to die as a result of the military using Starlink connectivity when they're in the middle of the desert to connect to the internet? How many people are going to die because they're using SpaceX rockets to shoot into outer space and then land back without, creating a bunch of space junk? Seems like your outrage is misplaced. But if you are outraged about Cheney, like you said you were, then maybe you should have recognized when he endorsed Kamala, you're on the wrong fucking side. All right, and King Conquest, thank you very much. Media can't gaslight us anymore. It's one of the biggest wins. Also, you demand. Thank you very much, dude. And that's true. Again, though, I'm going to do a video about this later. They're not just going to tap out, dude. They're not. Although, in fairness, I have never worked in a studio show before. So I don't like when that's the kind of thing I listen really closely to when like studio talking head, what do you call them? I don't know, the thing that Tucker Carlson or Don Lemon or any of these guys who sit in front of like a network television camera and microphone, whatever, like pundits. Whenever they would talk about creating their show, I would listen really hard to hear, like, okay, so how much of this are they responsible for? And like in Tucker's case, clearly his team had a lot of, creative control, which is why they fired him, because he started being like, hey guys, let's just take a look at January 6th as an example, So explain to me how this guy right here is doing this. It's like as soon as you start watching the Tucker tapes, which of course no Democrats would watch, because if it's on Tucker Carlson show, it's not true. It's a fucking videotape, guys. It's a videotape. It's on Tucker's show. It's a video of the police walking rioters around the thing. The QAnon shaman who's in jail right now, they're opening the fucking doors for him. They have people taking photographs of him. Okay. Can you take a look at this? And does this seem a little bit fishy to you at all? And then, oh, what's the outcome of, oh, well, why would they do that? Oh, I don't know. So they could impeach Trump and he can't run again, and they could kick him off social media to make sure he can't run again. And then if he does win, they could 14th Amendment him until he can't run again. Like, are you fucking serious? Everything they do, just backtrack it to Trump can't win president again. If you can connect this thing that looks fishy, oh, well, why would they do that? Does that lead to Trump cannot win president again? Yes, then that's why. I mean, for fuck's sake. Anyway, but the point I was trying to make, I'm impressively coming back to the beginning of my tangent right now. Feeling pretty good about that. So the point I was trying to make was, like Scarborough this morning, like these guys, as much as they are fabricating news, or like in many cases just having Trump derangement syndrome and choosing to believe the most outlandish nonsense ever and then reporting on it. And in some cases, just straight out faking it, like Steve Jobs' wife in The Atlantic, when she ran that story of the woman's all, yeah, Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein molested me together. And all the other outlets, all the left-wing outlets had looked at that story. They're all, okay, this is nonsense. This is not true. But she ran it anyway. And then the next day it's all, so you said this happened in what year? She's all 1993. You're like, you just can't, and you're just coming forward now. It's like, yes, it happened at his Manhattan apartment. It's like, oh, well, Jeffrey Epstein didn't move there till 95, you lying fucking bitch. So beat it, but it's cool. The Atlantic is still a really, really solid source of information. Nonetheless, okay, they live in a world where they believe that everybody hates Trump. Now that they know that the vast majority of people are on Trump's side, I don't know what's going to happen in the media now. I do think there's going to be a shift there because they can try, but they like at a certain point, all you're doing is destroying your own credibility because it's not working. Like this did not work. Okay. Like all these tactics that you did have had the counter outcome that you anticipated. It's the exact opposite. All you've done is nuke your credibility permanently. Okay. I heard, I can't remember who said it, but it was someone, fuck man. It was, oh my God. I am going to be very upset. Okay, guys, someone tell me who is like one of the new podcasts, like not new, but like he has like a really big podcast. It's like a Joe Rogan type podcast. He interviews guys. He has like 800,000 subscribers. He does awesome interviews. You know what? Actually, let me see if I can find it because if for no other reason, I'll suggest his show to you because it's great. I'm embarrassed I can't remember it. Hang on. I think he did this with Sean Ryan. No, you fucking asshole. There we go. Here, hang on. Because I want to tell you something he said that was so smart, dude. Yeah, Julian Dory is who I'm talking about. Okay, so Julian Dory had Sean Ryan on in these. So like these clips right here, Julian Dory had Sean Ryan on. And okay, so here's what he said. Like he was saying that he believes that what you actually have in like the New York Times and some of these like really big name periodicals is like you actually have a lot of excellent journalists that write great stories, that are actually factually accurate and they really have dug in and gone and looked through. He's like, and then you have this like 5% that are just whores, like clickbait whores that will look for any story that they know that will be like bang clickbait, front page clickbait, right? And what happens is those people whore out and do clickbait. The New York Times or whatever these places are, they're going to put that stuff on the front because it's the most grabby. I can't even tell you how many stories I know I can do amazing videos about, but there's no way for me to clickbait it. So I know it will perform poorly. So I don't run the story. But like in the newspaper, they just put that story in the later pages. And he's saying that basically the clickbait whores, what they end up doing is those are the biggest stories. Those are the ones that people look at superficially. Those are the ones that end up getting debunked. And what they do is they destroy the credibility of the entire newspaper. Because like my mom loves the New York Times and she'll send me things from the New York Times. And sometimes I'll read them. I'm like, okay, this is actually really good reporting. Not always, but sometimes, you know, a lot of times people who are not in the mix, they don't understand that like a source that's being quoted in an article is completely fucking captured, right? Like you can't expect everyone to know that like these late talk show host people are about the least credible people on the face of the earth. You know what I mean? Like, what's his name? The guy who used to be on the Man Show. I'm intentionally forgetting his name. He used to be married to Sarah Silverman. Like that guy was quoted in one of these articles. I'm like, you have to be kidding me. Like, you have to be kidding me. This guy is like, this is like, I actually can't even think of a person who's less credible than that guy, you know? But anyway, whatever. Bottom line, go watch Julian Dory. He's really, no. Jimmy Kimmel. Exactly. Yeah. Jimmy Kimmel. The guy's a joke. But go watch Julian Dory. Watch his episode with Sean Ryan. Is excellent. Okay. So then, where was I? Okay. PM. Thank you very much, dude. We might make our great for the next 12 years. Very excited about. We might make America. Dude, let me ask you a question, PM. Do you notice that when you super chat that it fucks up your typing? Because it does that to me. I don't know why. Like if I'm like on one of my like I don't know either a channel I watch or like one of my friends who's a creator and I want to super chat to them. If I'm typing regular in the live chat, it's fine. And then I try to do a super chat and like it won't type correctly. Like I don't know. This is like if I'm not paying attention, this is what it looks like for me. It's like if I'm like, and then it'll come out like this. Because I think you said we might make America great for the next 12 years. Very excited about JD 28 to 36. Exactly. Yes, 100%. I'm just saying, I bet that's what happened to you because it fucking happens to me all the time if I don't proofread it. Because like there's something wrong with the system. But yes, I agree with you. I really like JD Vance, man. I really, really enjoy JD Vance too. The Invader, thank you for the super chat. RC Adventures, thank you very much, man. Growing a channel is difficult after years of doing it. I'm still stuck at 2,500 subs. Well, shit, man. Today is a good day to help our friends. Here. Hold on. Wait, RC Adventurers. There we go. Here, guys. Go follow it. Jesus, that is. Is there someone in that, or it's an RC? Anyway, everybody go follow our boy, dude. He's a good American Trump voter. Sorry about that. I just like accidentally slid my finger across the thing and it took me back to my anyway. Okay, where was I? So nope, got that one. Blue Dragon, I'm 60, green belt. Let's go to Matt. UFC or Six Blades Austin. Gifted dude, 20 Jesse on Fire memberships. So 20 of you have new access to the members only section, which has a ton of videos that are only available to members. And you know how I just said that there are like a million videos that I know would be awesome, but I can't do them because I can't clickbait them. That's basically Jesse on Fire membership. I tell a bunch of stories of like girls and dumb fights I got in and then stuff that I'm like, I'll probably get demonetized if I talk about this. So it's all that stuff. If you want to hear stories, go to the early stuff. Robert Harvey, welcome to the memberships. And Blatant, thank you. That was very generous. Elon says he's starting the Department of Government Efficiency to cut government spending. How perfect. I hope you own some Dogecoin. Just I don't, but I own some Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is to the roof. Bitcoin's at 74. So it's up $4,700 today. What's Doge at? Because Doge like imploded. I'm not like I'm like an Ethereum and Bitcoin person. Doge is at 0.19, so it's up 12% today. It's up 20% this week. It's up 76% this month. Fuck me, dude. Should have known. Man, it's probably gonna run. It's still only at the high from the beginning of 24. It's still like, let me see, 5 years. So it got all the way to when it spiked right before it crashed in May of 21. It was at 64 cents and now it's at 19 cents. Dude, that shit might run. That might be a good buy, actually. That might be a good buy. I got you, dude. You are very welcome, good sir. Let me see the two things I have the most invested in as individual things is Meta and Bitcoin. Meta is down 0.5%, and Bitcoin is up 4,700. Oh, and TKO. I own a lot of TKO. Let me see what TKO is at, which is Dana White's. And that's only up 0.61 today. However, it is one of the biggest single stock purchases I've ever made out of like my own, like, oh my God. Dude, I'm way up this week. What the fuck? Where did I make all that money? Oh, wait, not this. Wait, what? Wait, when did that start? Okay, I'm up a lot in the. Oh, I know what happened. So I switched phones and I wasn't logged into my accounts for a long time. And or like I wasn't logged in for, dude, my entire portfolio is up 20% in the last 2 months. Nice. I'll take it. TKO. Oh, TKO is actually down a little bit. I'm up almost 40% on when I bought TKO, and I'm up 550% since I bought Meta. Woo. Anyway, we're oops, that's not here. Oh God. Wait, what? Dude, Gabrielle got talked into an altcoin. Okay. I will tell you a true story. Gabrielle got talked into an altcoin. I don't know anything about altcoins. I'm like, dude. And we lost 98% of the investment. Luckily, we didn't buy in very much. But yeah, the guy who recommended it, he's a fucking pump and dump shitbag, I'm sure. But nonetheless, luckily, I'm not, stupid. I didn't buy very much. But Aaron Autry, thank you very much, dude. Trump is now elected. Imagine now what Elon will be able to do with the bill Biden made for rural Americans, more cell towers, better internet. Imagine what, yeah, I know, dude. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing time in the country, period, man. Dude, I just lost 1,000 subscribers. Did someone big just go live? I mean, not subscribers, sorry, live viewers. I'm wrapping up right now anyway, but someone big must have just gone live. I'm going to go check them out. Anyway, all right, I love you guys. I'm going to be doing videos all day. You guys are the best. Congratulations, America. Congratulations, all of you guys. Don't be too mean to Democrats. It's going to be a rough day for them. If anything, just even though they're going to be nasty online, just try to show them, be like, honestly, show them the video that we watched at the beginning of this stream. Just show them that, dude. Just be like, just calm down. Okay. This is why he's elected. Just watch this and calm the fuck down. Stop listening to people telling you that he's a hooded KKK member. Okay. It's nonsense. Anyway, that's what I got. Love you all, you guys. Thank you for the super chats and thank you for the viewership. Lots of views today, or lots of videos today.